Welcome back to Designsmith. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Envelope Distort Tool in Adobe Illustrator. Before we get started, please make sure you are subscribed to support the channel. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is create a new document, and I'm just going to do 24 by 18. That's kind of my go-to size whenever I'm creating something new in Illustrator. And now let's go over here and lay down some text. And because I am wearing a lightning seeds shirt, I'm going to do jollification. And you want something a little bit more on the funky side to give it a little bit of movement. So I'm going to go with black currant or however you pronounce this. And in general, I like the shape of this font, but it is a little bit on the wider side for me. So I think what we're going to do is bring the width of it down, the horizontal scale, down to about 75%, just to make it a little bit more rounded. And I wonder what it would look like if we just kind of jump that down to another line right there and hyphenate that. And technically, the hyphenation would be right there. There we go. And normally at this point, I would create outlines, but I'm not going to do that yet because I want this to remain editable inside of our Envelope Distort. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to go up here to Align Center, and I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to decrease the leading. So just kind of get that spacing a little bit closer. All right, so now I'm just going to move this over here, and I'm going to grab my pencil tool, or you can also use your brush tool for this. I'm going to swap the fill and the stroke, and we're just going to draw this general type of shape, and you can really make it whatever shape you want. And we're just going to close that off like that. And if you want to, you can swap the fill and the stroke back to a solid color to make it easier to work with, but you don't have to do that. And before we make our envelope distort, you want to make sure that this shape that we've created is at the front. So we need to select that shape, go over here to Object, Arrange, and Bring to Front. And now we can select both of these, go up here to Object, Envelope Distort, and Make with Top Object. So as you can see, the type is inside of that shape and it's distorting to the shape of the object. Now what's really cool about Envelope Distort is that this doesn't mean that you're stuck with whatever you've created here. You can actually go in and edit the contents of it inside as long as you haven't created outlines, and you can even change the shape after you've created this. So let me show you how to do both of those. So we're going to select what we've created, and we're going to go up here to the top left where we have Envelope Top, and you've got a couple of different options here. You've got Edit Envelope, and then you've got Edit Contents. So if you have Edit Envelope selected, we're going to switch over to our A tool, which is our Direct Select tool. So you can actually go in and grab these anchor points, and you can change the shaping of this. So if you've got a couple of letters in here that are not quite right, if you've got some overlapping, you can go in and fix that after the fact. So you can just go in and create this, kind of manipulate these points into however you want it to appear. And you can really go super dramatic with it, but keep in mind that as you cross the paths, it's kind of like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters. If you cross the stream right there, you see what happens. It starts to twist. And you may want to go for that, but obviously you want this to be legible. Okay, so that's how you edit the envelope. I'll show you how to edit the content. So we're just going to go over here to Edit Contents, and now we've got that bounding box around the type itself. So now we're going to go to our Type tool, and you're just going to type in whatever you want to type in right here, and it's going to maintain that shape that we've got there. So we've got lightning seeds instead of jollification. So now we can go back over to our envelope, and we can manipulate this if we want to. Now let's go back to Edit Contents, and you can also change your paragraph alignment. So you can have it be left aligned if you want to. You can have it be right aligned if you want to. You can also go in and change the color. So you want to be really careful with this because you want to make sure that you are selecting the contents inside of the envelope and not the envelope itself, because the envelope itself doesn't actually have a color. So if you select the envelope and you try to change the color, you'll notice that nothing is happening because the envelope itself doesn't have a color. So just make sure that you clicked on Edit Contents, and then you'll be able to change the color of the type. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that mini tutorial, and I hope I taught you something in Illustrator today. If I did, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.